Yeah, so we've pretty much already gone through all the major fight scenes except the finale, which I guess we'll just get to. The bad guy and Stallone fight.
Yep.
But I mean, the placement in it isn't like in the movie isn't that interesting. The stuff behind it is, but so Stallone's partner at the breaking in/out business was the bad guy's dad, and the dad died or something, and Stallone took over the business, and that's why he's mad at him. Right. So this fight is just the culmination of all that anger that played so little into the plot that we didn't even mention it earlier. But yeah, the fight scene's nuts because it's just improvised.
Yeah, we learned. I mean, you can kind of. I don't know if I completely grasped that while watching it, but Stallone goes into how they just were literally making up these moves, this choreography on the fly, in this tiny little 8x6 room or whatever. Well, there's also a cameraman in there.
Yeah, the walls are not padded, but what's the guy's name? The bad guy's name? Devon Sawa.
Devon Sawa, yeah.
He's pretty good in this. He's probably the best performance in the movie, by the way.
What? Really?
I think he was pretty fine.
I thought he played it kind of boring. Like he was talking about in the commentary about how his mission or something going into the character was to make people sympathize and like him as a villain instead of being obnoxious or anything. But I think it would have helped if he leaned more into being obnoxious. It would have been more fun.
Well, I think that would have worked really well for how bad he jobs in this fight.
I don't know. I just thought he did fine. It for what was on the page and what he said, I think it was
consistent,
fine. Yeah,
at least I'll give him that.
He wasn't. The character's not particularly well
defined,
written.
Yeah, I guess I might more so just be talking about how the character's written, because he doesn't have a gimmick or traits or anything other than the fact that he wants revenge for his father's death.
I think I just kind of have a soft spot for him in the cast of Lionsgate regulars, he was in the Fanatic,
right?
With John Travolta,
right.
And he was the.
Aaron had brought that up.
He's actually pretty good in that movie.
Yeah, he is. I agree with that. He's quite good in that movie.
You okay with some music? You like a little Limp Biscuit?
Sure.
You like a little biscuit?
Yeah.
Yeah? Nice and loud? I used to listen to this back in the day. This is hot. Oh my God, that is nice. That is nice. Here we go, baby.
This is just a fully improvised fight between Sylvester Stallone, who's ancient, and Devon Sawa, who doesn't have actual fight training experience. And he takes some of the most insane bumps in this fight. He just goes head first into concrete walls 5 times.
Yes.
It's absolutely crazy. Stallone just brutalizes him. And it's kind of, I think it's my personal favorite thing in the whole movie. It's just the degree to which he makes the main villain eat shit here.
Well, yeah, because this is, Stallone even in a roundabout way says it, but this is literally a pro wrestling scene.
Oh, yeah.
He says that.
It's booked exactly like the end of the Undertaker AJ Styles Wrestlemania match, where he's just ripping him apart and talking unbelievable shit to him.
You did this for your father? You love your father? You love your father? Come on. Hit me. Hit me for your father. You wanted me? You got me. Come on. You call that a fucking hit? Fucking hit. You like this? Fucking hit. Let me tell you about my father. Let me tell you about my fucking father. Get up. Get up. That's right. Let me tell you about my father. Really?
It's so visceral. and like upsetting in a weird way. I like really enjoyed how that came out. It's shot weird because it was improv. They're just waving the camera around, but I had a fun time with it.
Stallone sells for like the first 2 seconds, but then it's just him, Devon feeding the baby face.
Oh yeah, just getting squashed horrifically.
I was kind of taken out by the fact that there was like some of the like worst possible CGI blood assets on the wall.
Absolutely horrendous.
They didn't need it either. Like you could see they had like squibs and they had makeup, like bloody makeup on their faces. So it's like, why do you even? From what I could see, they could have just omitted that completely, and it would have been much better.
Oh yeah, they slap
it distractingly bad.
They slap an identical blood decal every time someone impacts the wall, and they do it again at the end of the fight when he hits the ground, but they stretch it out and make it bigger when he hits the ground.
You can tell it's the same asset.
Yeah.
So that was annoying, but
because every time his head smacks against the wall, there's just like no like animation to it. Just there's a splatter on the wall.
It couldn't
the next frame.
It couldn't look more like it's not part of the space. Like
and it's like poorly tracked because it's all shot handheld. So and it's always there in the background the whole fucking time. So you just see it poorly tracked to the wall throughout the entire scene.
Mm-hmm. So. But it was quite brutal. He did kick the shit out of that guy. And then he drags him out of the room and wraps his arm around his neck and then slits his throat and then pushes him over the railing and he falls like 50 feet to the ground.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the end of the actual plot.
Fascinatingly, Stallone, according to the director's commentary, added the fact that he did that to him, like, on the day, even though it's the logical conclusion based on what happened to his girlfriend. But they just were going to have him, like, drop kick him or something. And he was like, what
he said that the original thing that happened was that some other character throws him off of the railing.
No, I think it's the like kung fu master character.
Yeah, probably Shen.
I think he was supposed to jump into the conflict and do a diving drop kick that knocks him off a ledge and kills him. And
you can there's still trails of that because after he throws him off, the next shot it cuts and the camera's just kind of wider and him and the Chinese billionaire's daughter are just standing 10 feet away from him on the railing.
Oh yeah. No, he was clearly still supposed to like get involved, but there's no spot for that anymore. But it's like insane to me that in the script they didn't have Stallone do that originally, because it's like the other guy has so little connection. I mean, I guess his girlfriend was kidnapped, but there's no like visceral connection on the same level of like, oh yeah, Stallone has girlfriend's throat slit, so now he's gonna do it back. Like that feels logical for this kind of trashy action stuff, but he was just gonna get drop kicked.